Hey there, today we will continue with the second part of the n8n weather forecast and air quality workflow. We will talk about how to use Google API to send an email and save the weather information to a Google spreadsheet. The first thing you need to do is create a Google Cloud account using your Google account. Go to https://console.cloud.google.com. Sign in with your Google account, the one you use for Gmail. If you don't have one, you will need to create one. Let's go to console.cloud.google.com. Sign in with your Google Gmail account. Enter your password. Once you log in, you will see the Google Cloud homepage. Let's create a new project. A project in Google Cloud account is a collection of Google Cloud resources that are organized together. Projects allows users to create, enable, and use Google Cloud services such as API. You can see billing information, your cloud storage, BigQuery, but today we will concentrate on using API. Let's create a new project. Click here, new project. You're going to name your project something meaningful like n8n local host app. For organization, just leave no organization. But if you belong to an organization, feel free to create one. Okay, that project has been created, n8n localhost app. Let's click and switch to that project since I have multiple projects. I'm going to use the one that I just created. Okay, next we want to enable the Gmail API. So go to the search bar and search for Gmail API. And then click on Gmail API from the list. Click Enable. Let's also enable the Google Drive API. Let's search for Google Drive. So the Google Drive API allows you to create and manage resources in a Google Drive, such as creating a new form, a new spreadsheet inside the Google Drive. And let's also enable Google Spreadsheet API, Google Sheet. This will allow you to read and write Google Sheet data. Enable. Next, we need to create a credential for your n8n workflow to communicate with the Google API. Let's go to the navigation menu. Click on API and Services. Click on Credentials. We will create a new credential. Click here, select OAuth client. This allows the n8n app to communicate with Google. Okay, let's click on consent screen. Get started. Give it a name. We're going to say n8n app, and then put in your user support email. Usually this is the same email you use to sign up the Google Cloud account. Click next. Since we will enable this credential for the n8n workflow, we're going to select external, allowing external apps to connect to the Google API. Click next, and then click contact email. We will select the same email address. This is the email address for Google to notify you if there's any changes to your project. And then click finish. Click create. Next, we will create an OAuth client for our n8n workflow. So select web app, and then let's give it a name, n8n Google integration app. And then for the we authorize JavaScript origin, we will need to put the domain name for our local host, the n8n instance. That will be https localhost 5678. Okay, and then for the authorized redirect URI, we will need to get the callback URI, which is the same localhost instance, and then we will add res OAuth 2-credential/callback. Let's create. Okay, now we have our first OAuth 2.0 client. This will be the one used by n8n. Next, we need to add test users to this OAuth client. This will allow the n8n workflow to connect to this OAuth client using a specific Gmail account. So under audience, click on audience and then scroll down to test users, add users. So we will use the Gmail account that I would like to use from n8n to this list. And hit save. Okay, so this will be the email address I associate with this OAuth account in n8n. Let's head back to n8n. Go to the workflow. Okay, now head back to n8n. Let's finish our workflow. Let's click on this plus button to add a Gmail note. So search for Gmail. We want to send a message. So let's create a new credential. And then we will need to have the client ID and client secret. Let's go back to consolegoogle.com. And then click on client ID from here. Copy this client ID. And then copy the secret. Let's click on save. Credential successfully created. We want to click on sign in with Google. From this screen, it automatically pops up the account we used to log into n8n. Let's use that same email address, which is the test user I added in the Google Cloud account. Let's click on this. And then there's a warning says the Google hasn't verified the app, but we can continue. it presented you the type of access allowed for this n8n app. We're going to select manage draft and send email, read and compose and send email from our Google account, and then click on continue. Okay, now just close this pop-up window. So the account has been successfully connected. Let's hit back to, okay, send a message. Now we can send the email to, say I'm gonna send to Abby's AI Studio. Email.com. The subject will be weather and air quality. Let's use text as the email type. And then we're going to compose the message using data from the previous note. So let's click on execute previous note. Let's start the chat first so we have some data. Yeah. All right, let's go back to Gmail, this Gmail note. Open and try to add the information from the previous note. Click on expressions. We want to drag this weather over here, and then also drag this air quality message. So we want to add something like today's weather forecast is the air quality is, and then the rest of the message. So here you can see the result. Today's weather forecast is overcast clouds. The air quality is good. Air quality is good, but sensitive groups should be aware. Okay, so let's test this step. Okay, it says the note successfully executed. Okay, let's check our inbox and see if it's there. Actually, we can send it to the same Gmail. Let's test that again. Okay, let's go to our inbox. Here you go. Now we see the email. Let me make this a bit bigger. So this is the email message from our n8n workflow. Today's weather forecast is overcast cloud, the air quality is good, and the rest of the message. So this is, we have successfully connected an n8n workflow, send an email to our Gmail account.